Now, in a major diplomatic boost for the Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping is all set to visit Moscow tomorrow. He is touted to be a mediator in the Ukraine-Russia war. This is the Chinese president's first visit to Moscow since the Russian invasion of Ukraine began. According to reports, Russia's invasion of Ukraine is expected to dominate Putin and Xi's discussions. Apart from this, both leaders will also use this visit to increase mutual trust and understanding between Russia and China. According to the Kremlin, Putin and Xi are slated to have a one-on-one meeting over an informal dinner on Monday, and the broader talks involving officials from both countries on a range of subjects will place on Tuesday.
保持战略定力，深化政治互信，加强战略协作，拓展全方位的务实合作。那么，为维护我们两国的正当的权益，为促进世界的和平与发展事业来发挥更大的作用。
And for more on this, we are being joined by Fred Weir from Moscow. He's a journalist and a political commentator. Welcome to the broadcast, Fred. My first question to you, Xi Jinping might emerge as a mediator between Russia and Ukraine, something the West has failed to do in the past 1 year. What are your expectations and how optimistic are you about a peace deal?
Look, the war that Russia launched a year ago in Ukraine was either going to tear apart the Chinese-Russian relationship or bind it together more strongly. And I think this visit shows pretty clearly what the answer is. This is Xi Jinping coming to Moscow to give his full support to Putin. Of course, the Chinese want this war to end. It's bad for business. It's very bad. It's aggravating an already bad relationship with the West, especially the United States. And so he's bringing a peace plan. What we've seen, what's been published, is 12 sort of disembodied principles that the Chinese hold dear. But there will be a detailed plan, something to negotiate that involves concessions on both sides. But I think there is no doubt that the Chinese are taking Russia's side pretty clearly here. This is a huge game-changing event, and I think Putin is going to be pretty pleased.
Now, Xi Jinping is walking a tight rope here. On one side, it's Russia, of course, that China has refused to condemn. And on the other side are Ukraine and the West that is demanding an unbiased stance. What do you think Xi's line of diplomacy will look like in Moscow tomorrow?
I think he's going to get Putin to agree to whatever is the detailed Chinese plan. It's not known to us right now, but it will almost certainly involve Ukrainian neutrality, perhaps demilitarization of a big part of Ukraine, and territorial concessions, at least the Donbass and Crimea. But it may require Russia to give up certain things, especially their claims on territories like Kherson and Zaporozhye, and to submit to some larger sort of global discipline. The main thing that the Chinese will be offering is reconstruction aid. This is for both sides. You know, that the entire state of Ukraine is destroyed. It's going to be vastly expensive to rebuild it. Both whatever Russian occupied parts are and whatever remains of Ukraine is going to be a huge money sink for decades to come. And I think that the Chinese want to get into that.
Right. Now, you know, diplomacy is never only talks. It's almost always has pre-calculated motives to say. What is in this for China, Fred?
I think China, first of all, they're stepping out onto the diplomatic stage in a big way. And this is clearly not a one-off, that Iran-Saudi deal. They want to become a big player in global diplomacy and to reshape the world. And those 12 principles that they publish show the way they want to reshape the world. Globalized. They want a globalized world, but not an American-dominated one. They want one where China can do its thing economically, to play by a set of rules that are equal for China. And so this, if they can negotiate a peace in Ukraine, and I think that's hard, it's hard for me to visualize, but if they can pull that off, China is going to be diplomatically unstoppable.
Absolutely. Interesting point there you made, that the war could have either made or broke the Russia-China relations. Now, it will be interesting to say. Hopefully, we'll have answer to that question tomorrow in Moscow. Thank you for all your insights, Fred. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you.